thanks for joining me today. We're gonna make a super fun appetizer. It's pastrami lumpia. Now, if you don't know what lumpia is, it's basically an egg roll, but it's a Filipino style egg roll made with special lumpia wrappers. I like these wrappers better than egg roll wrappers because they're just like really thin and crispy, so delicious. You can also make this with wonton wrappers or you can make it with egg roll wrappers, but we're gonna go with lumpia. Let's talk about the filling. I've been working on my pastrami kit for several months now. It is almost ready to launch. So I have a lot of shredded pastrami in my freezer from all the testing that I've been doing. So this right here is 3 cups of shredded beef brisket pastrami. Already smoked, already cooked, totally shredded. I've also got a cup of shredded cheese. You can use any kind of cheese you want. If you want this to be more like a Reuben flavor, you could use Swiss cheese, but I'm keeping it more mild, so I just got Monterey Jack in here. Next, I've got 4 ounces of cream cheese. This is gonna make it super creamy. 4 ounces is just half of a standard size brick. I have a teaspoon of rub. You want any rub that will complement beef. Today I'm using Flat Plate Barbecue Unlimited Purpose Rub. It's really nice and salty, kind of has a Lowry's note to it, but that's what I put in here today. We're gonna get this all mixed up. You can do it with a fork, but I find it so much easier to do it by hand. It's also easier if your cream cheese is at room temperature, then it'll blend really well. When you get in there with your hands, you can really make sure that the meat is nice and shredded and kind of just like I said, massage that cheese right in there. Anytime that you're making a filling for an egg roll, I do recommend that you taste it to make sure it doesn't need any more seasoning before you wrap it up. But only do that if the meat is already cooked. If it's not cooked, then what I like to do is actually cook up the mixture in a skillet real quick and then taste it. That's what we're looking for. When you're using lumpia wrappers, you wanna just go with one at a time and keep the other ones sealed up or covered with a wet paper towel. Otherwise, they can dry out really fast. A couple other things you need are 2 spoons. That makes this process easier, and a small bowl of water. All right, I'm gonna get in here. Get some of this with the 2 spoons. Make sure that you get some cheese in there. If you mix it up really well, you should have a good balance of meat and cheeses. All right, then to do lumpia, you're gonna fold in the 2 sides, fold the edge closest to you, and then kind of pinch it and tuck it. You want it to be narrow. I kind of push the filling inside as well to make it like a kind of like a cigar shape. And then just keep on rolling. Once you get to the end, dip your finger in a little bit of water, and that's gonna help seal it up. And there you go, it's that easy. You can make a whole bunch of these in advance. You can freeze them, you can refrigerate them, and then when you're ready, you're gonna drop them in the deep fryer. Let's do a few more. Lumpia wrapper, good amount of filling. See, by using 2 spoons, you don't get your hands dirty. Fold in the sides, fold over the edge, kind of pinch it and shape it. And then just wet the end. So easy. If this part like fans out like this, I do like to kind of correct it and pinch it toward the middle. Otherwise your lumpia will kind of fan out and have some blank edges that don't really have any filling in it. So by tucking them kind of in as you roll, that helps that out. There you go. I'm gonna go ahead and finish all these and then we'll get the oil started. I have my pan of lumpia ready. That batch made about 14. Like I said, you could refrigerate these right now or you could freeze them to fry them later. But right now I am gonna get them frying. So I'm heating up a pot of oil and I'm just using a canola oil blend. You can use any type of vegetable oil or peanut oil. And I like to heat the temperature to 350 to 375. When I fry these, I'm only gonna do a couple at a time. You don't wanna overload your pan for 2 main reasons. One, if you add too many, it's gonna cause your oil temperature to drop. And then if that happens, it's actually gonna melt everything inside before it gets nice and crispy on the outside. The second thing is you don't wanna put in so many that your oil has a risk of overflowing. So like I said, I'll do 2 to 3 at a time. You can do more if you have a bigger pot and more oil, but I'm just making a small batch today, so I'm gonna use a small pot. While the oil's heating up, I'm gonna go ahead and make our dipping sauce. This is kind of a revised version of a Cane's sauce, if you guys like Cane's chicken. So I'm going with about a half a cup of mayonnaise. I'm using tomato paste. I like it instead of ketchup because ketchup has high fructose corn syrup in it, and I just prefer not to use that today. Get that mixed up. If you like it more tomatoey, go ahead and add more. And if you want to use ketchup, go ahead and use ketchup. I probably should have got a bigger bowl here. Then you're going to add in some Worcestershire sauce. This gives it a nice umami flavor. And not to freak you out, but Worcestershire sauce is made with anchovies. That's why it tastes so good. If you don't want to use that, use soy sauce. Yeah, I totally should have got a bigger bowl. Next, you're going to want to add in SPG, salt, pepper, garlic. Instead, I used my brisket rub. It has salt, pepper, garlic, and some other chilies and stuff in there that I really like. So I just have about a teaspoon of that. I might have gotten a little heavy today, but it smells so good. The longer this sits in the refrigerator, the better it's going to taste, because all of the flavors, the kind of the essential oils in the herbs and spices are going to kind of come out into the sauce and make it really flavorful. So try to make this at least 30 minutes in advance and refrigerate it. I'm going to go ahead and taste it. That's good, guys. And it's going to taste even better in like 30 minutes. All right, my oil should be ready now. Here's my setup right now. I've got my thermopen so I can test my oil, my pan of lumpia, I've got the pot of oil, and then I have a paper towel lined pan with my tongs. So as soon as I pull them out, I'm gonna place them right here. All right, I like using my thermopen to check the temperature. That is perfect. Let's drop our first few in. I like to roll them around just a little bit to make sure that they don't stick to the bottom. And we'll go with 3 in this pot. You just want them to get to be golden brown. So we'll let these go for just a few minutes. So I was aiming for 350 to 375. I think it's actually gonna be better to cook these at 375. They're browning just fine, but it's taking a little bit longer than I wanted it to, especially since everything inside is already pre-cooked. So I'm gonna finish these 3 and then I'm gonna raise the temperature to 375 and drop the next batch. When you take them out, make sure that you kind of hold them over the pan and let a lot of that oil drip off. And then you can put them on your paper towel lined sheet pan. See how much oil there is? Yeah, just get rid of that. All right, I'm gonna heat this up a little bit more. There we go. Let's give this a try. Yeah, I like the sizzle, the sound of that sizzle a lot more. This is gonna cook up faster, which is great. I am still gonna do just 3 per pan. I also like to kind of dunk them down with my tongs every now and then. They do tend to float sometimes, so that just helps make sure that the tops are even. Because even if you rotate it, like you'll see, if I try to rotate this guy, he's just gonna roll back over. It's just how the weight balance is. So just make sure that all sides are getting that nice frying action. Beautiful, that is the golden brown color I'm looking for. Again, I'm gonna let that liquid drain off and then place them on my paper towel lined sheet pan. One more. And then one thing I like to do while they're still hot is just hit them with a pinch of salt, and that's gonna kind of stick to the oil there and make them taste extra good. I cannot wait to dig into these. They are so crispy. You hear that? But before I take a bite, I'm gonna come closer to the camera. I'm gonna break this open for you so you can see the pastrami and cheese inside. Ready for it? Oh my gosh, just what I wanted. How about that cheese pull? Oh, so excited for that. All right, let's get in here and taste this. Dip it into the sauce that I created. Holy crap, that's good. I'm gonna try it without the sauce too. That touch of cream cheese makes it perfect.